What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another Dragon Blaze video. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're accomplishing all your Dragon Blaze needs and accomplishments, of course. Trying to power up our heroes and getting ready for the upcoming adventures the game has to offer to us. New updates coming out in a couple of days for the new champ hero. I call them either way. I play a lot of different games, so new heroes coming out. Also made it to the 7th dungeon as well. I've already did that. Didn't really do too well on those, so I gotta power up my heroes and get them strong enough to go through that. I did get a piece of red gear from here today, of course. So we'll be gearing up for the 7th gear at some point. My paladins right here got the armor, which is pretty awesome. So it's kind of nice. So we got red gear, pretty neat. So second piece of gear. So working on getting more of the red gear. But anyways, enough of all the chit chat. This is going to be the last investment series video. There's still encounters to do. If anybody wants me to do that, post comments below and I will do the encounter series. But yeah, we're gonna finish out. Actually, well, obviously when the new hero comes out, I'll be doing one about her, of course. So getting her, breaking her down and stuff like that. But yeah, this will be the last one. So this guy. So we're gonna see what he is all about. Obviously he's a warrior, physical tank. So that's pretty awesome. Specializes, that's a specialized content there, and we're gonna get into what he does. Obviously we always do preview skills, of course, so we're gonna do that. Last one, so let's go out the bang. So let's see what he does. It says attacks one enemy and increase physical attack for all allies upon normal attack. 7th phase, 4 seconds. So it's actually quite good. 7th phase been a decent size buff there, and 4 seconds isn't the longest time, but of course it will refresh and he'll constantly keep doing it. So that's going to be very helpful for taking stuff down, which is always useful because we do need our buffs. So that's pretty nice. First ability, it says type inflicts 2,250% skill damage on one enemy, cooldown for 14.8 seconds. Let's see why. He has 3 specialties here. The first one says inflicts 3,060 additional skill damage on one enemy critical hit, on one enemy on critical hit. So that means he has to actually critical hit in order to cause that additional damage, which I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to crit, you know, a decent amount of time. Not too worried about that. The crit damage is great because it maximizes so much damage when you do crit. So that's very useful when it comes to that. And then the second one says increase DEX by 20% for all allies 7th phase, 5 stacks. DX is one of your most important main stats, so that's very important. The fact that it increases it 5 times, which is 100%, so that's actually pretty nice. You're going to get a pretty good buff there. Specialty 3, it says increase physical attack by 82% and additional boss damage by 41% for the vermin family, which I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm guessing 7th phase 5 stacks, so I'm still trying to figure that out. I have to talk to my guys on the Discord forums about that one, because the other warrior has the same thing.
Hey.
So.
How are you?
I'm doing good. So we're definitely going to figure out what that means. I'm not too sure. I got to talk to them on the Discord forums. Next but not least, hold on a second, make sure I didn't finish, didn't leave anything out. Okay, yeah. We're going to go to the second skill, and it says type afflicts 2,805% skill damage on one enemy. Cooldown 20.2 seconds. Let's see why. There's 3 specialties here. The first one says increase single attack by 90% and additional boss damage by 45% for all allies 7th phase 5 stacks, meaning that will stack 5 times. So it's actually really nice. I mean, the fact that he increases your boss's damage and single attack as well, which is very important because if you're trying to take down a lot of things, you want to have, you know, bosses, enemies, whatever content that you're playing with and you have him on your team, it's good to know that he's going to try to provide as much buffs and attack power as possible for that team, because you have to have certain lineups, like attacking lineups, mages lineups, what have you. So it's always good to know that he's going to do that. And then the second one says increase additional boss damage by 122% and critical damage by 61% for the Vermin family, 7th phase, 5 stacks. So again, very useful. I got to figure out what that Vermin family thing is, but this is actually very useful, and hopefully it's going to be very useful for your journey if you're going to be using him in your lineup. And then in specialty 3 says Castle's Ascension on all allies, 7th phase for 19.8 seconds. Let's see why. Now, there may be more, not just the one that we see here, but we're going to see if there's anything else. So the first effect says increase attack speed by 10%, which is actually very, very useful. Now, again, we're going to see if there's an additional effects for the soul, because they don't put everything on the display screen here. They only put but so much at a time. So we're going to go back to that skill. We're going to go through all the skills actually, but especially that one. And then of course the ultimate signature skill. Upon charge of 100% signature energy, 3 specialties. The first one says inflicts 15,300 skill damage on an enemy, which is quite a bit. That's actually a lot of damage. The second one says increase additional boss damage by 245% and single attack by 490% for all allies, 7th phase, 5 stacks. So that's actually very important. And again, it's not for the Vermin family. So that's actually pretty cool, because again, I'm going to figure that out. But the fact that he does support everybody else with this high attack percentage, 490% times 5, that's a lot. It's going to stack that many times. So it's good to know that he's going to put out a lot of damage, for you and your team. And then the third one says increase main stats by 122% and additional boss damage by 245% for the Vermin family, 7th phase, 5 stacks. So I guess it just benefits them, but we're going to figure that out. So that's actually not bad. I definitely like what this guy does. Now let's see what else he does, because obviously there's always hidden stuff as well. And here, so there we go. So we have two more effects here, because that was a specialty one. So then we have the first effect says increase attack speed by 10%, obviously, and then the second effect says increase critical damage by 22. So I'm guessing that's 22 or just 22%. So that's actually quite nice. He's going to allow you to do some more critical damage, which is very important to him, and overall because you do a lot of damage that way. So that's actually quite cool. I definitely like that very much. And let's go back to the ultimate to make sure we're not missing anything, and we are. There's a lot down here that they didn't fit in. Specialty 4, cast Evil Judgment on one enemy, 7th phase for 31.6 seconds. Let's see what that means. The first effect, it says increase debuff duration by 30%. That's actually quite important. Any kind of debuffs going on, and then you allies can increase it and make that debuff sit longer on your enemies, will give you a pretty big advantage. That's not bad. The second one says reduce buff duration by 30%. So that's actually quite good as well. It reduces buff duration by 30%. So therefore it's not going out so quickly. It reduces it so you can actually maintain it. So that's actually not bad. And then increase receive physical damage by 306%, which is also quite great. So really, really good, by the way. Very versatile. Want to get the job done. Buff for teams. Buff damage to bosses. Overall, really good ally to have on your lineup if you're ever going to put power into him, because whoever comes out is the main hero you're going to have to focus on to get the most highest opportunity to put cards into. But you can always go back and choose and put cards in them at a later date and stuff like that. So just never know what you want to do in this game. These videos can help in many different ways depending on your goals in the game. Just want to point that out. Secret Wings of Flames. Let's see what this one does. It says passive. It says ally aura, increase physical attack by 184% and single attack by the same percentage I just mentioned, which is quite good. So you're going to get both. So it's actually very, very nice. Now so it's ally aura, by the way. So it's actually pretty important. And the enemy aura says increased perceived damage by 61%. Vermin family aura increased physical attack by 245% and additional boss damage by 122%. And main stats by 61. So that's actually quite good. So they're going to get the even more beneficial buff, which can be either way, can be good or bad depending on what you're trying to do. But overall, it's pretty nice. And I'm guessing the Vermin family might be the Star of Heroes. Probably. I might have to see if I can find them in there. That'll kind of give some clarity. Radiant Glow, it says a class passive. It says Archer Aura, increased physical attack by 184% and single attack by the same percentage I just mentioned, which is quite good. So your archers are going to be able to get a little stronger as well. And then we have a Rogue Aura here. It says increase single attack by 184% and additional boss damage by 92%, which is nice. So supporting your rogues and your archers, that's actually not bad at all. And then you have your Archer Aura 2. It says increased physical attack by 367% and single attack by the same percentage I just mentioned for your world boss only, which is still pretty good. You know, you want to be able to reach your marks and stuff like that to get a decent rank. And overall, just pass them. You know, you don't want to keep missing your marks and failing. That's not the object here. And then you have your second Rogue Aura. It says increase skill attack by 367% and boss damage by, there's some boss damage by 184%, obviously for your world boss. So it's actually cool. And in Time of Destiny, which is your world boss passive, it says Ally Aura. It says increase main stats by 92% and physical attack by 367% and skill attack by the same percentage I just mentioned, and additional boss damage by 184%. That's a lot, for your world bosses here. It's gonna definitely help out quite a bit for sure. That's a lot. And then we have your enemy aura. It says increase receive single damage by 92% and receive physical damage by the same percentage I just mentioned, which is nice. And then we have and then we have the Vermin family aura, which increases main stats by 101% and physical attack by 404% and skill attack by the same percentage I just mentioned, and additional boss damage by 202%. So that's not bad at all. And obviously these won't display for some reason. I'll have to kind of reset and figure out that. It's kind of weird. And then we have the Omen of Return, which is basically his Infinity passive. It says Ally Aura increase physical attack damage by 66% and skill attack by 76%, additional boss damage by 44%, and single attack by 103%. So that's kind of nice. And it will grow and get stronger as you level up, of course. It's not going to stay the same. Specialty 1 and 2. The first one says upon using Passage of Light, increases single attack by 82% for all allies 7th phase 5 stacks, which is very important. Obviously, the stacks are going to make it even stronger. And then secondly, it says upon using Soul Ascension, increase additional boss damage for the Vermin family by 45% 7th phase 5 stacks, which is obviously good if you have the family set up, I'm guessing, with the lineup. So that would be kind of critical there. And then we have the type 2 Scarlet passive. Vermin family aura, increased physical attack by 105%, skill attack by 123%, DEX by 36%, and additional boss damage by 83%, which is not bad. And the specialty upon using Evil Judgment increases additional boss damage by 490% for all allies 7th phase 5 stacks. So he's gonna get higher. This guy's pretty nice. I definitely like this guy quite a bit. He supports the Vermin family and also supports your team depending on what you're doing. That's actually not bad at all. I can see him definitely doing a lot of work depending on what team you put him in. Obviously, you want him in a tanky DPS type of setup, or your archers can definitely help out. He supports archers and rogues, so you'll probably want to have him around those. But obviously, if you're playing a game to be serious, if you haven't already put cards into him, then he's not going to be worth using. But if you're just playing a game to have fun, then he's going to be worth using for sure. So it caters to kind of both sides. Because again, you know, it's all about focusing on the new hero that comes out and putting so many cards into them. But yeah, the Stars of Heroes. I want to see if the Vermin family is in here. or I'll probably just have to talk to my guys on the Discord. Yeah, so I'll probably talk to my guys on the Discord to really see what's going on with the Vermin family. But yeah, what I think about him, I think he's pretty awesome. No doubt about it. You're definitely gonna enjoy him for sure. But yes, I hope you do definitely like the video. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. I'll probably play him I'll probably just have fun with him and use him like in a pretty cool group. Just do a couple of test runs and have fun with my teams. But yes, New Heroes coming out. Be ready for her. She's coming out soon. Make sure you're doing all your events. I already got I got enough summons for her. I got rubies ready for her. Second piece of red gear. Finally happy. I finally did show it. I got 2 pieces so far. You know, the healer. My healer is the one that actually. Oh, I have book of heroes. So my tank, as you see, the red armor there. Obviously, I already showed it. And then obviously my mages, they have my other piece of red gear. So slowly working on getting red gear. OT gear will come later. There's no rush of honestly getting it. I haven't made it through the 7th dungeon yet, which I will eventually. So I'm not too concerned about getting OT gear at this present moment, but we will get it. And I hope you guys are accomplishing everything in your journey in this game. And as always, I will see you for the next one, guys.